Wow, hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to our webinar day today. Hi, my name is Anya Chrysanthon and I'm the Chief Communications Officer here at Anewgo. And our speaker today has spent over 2 decades transforming new home sales online. As CEO of Anewgo, John Lee has been on a mission since early internet days to bring tech laggard home building industry into the digital age. And today he's here to make the case that connected AI is the next big leap. So, welcome, John. I will be monitoring our chat. The chat is open right now. So, go ahead and say hello to us and tell us where you're dialing in from. Now, at the end of this presentation, if there is time, John will get to all the questions. So, please feel free to type them as they come to you. And if we don't have the time to address the questions at the end, I'll be sure to include responses when I send out this replay on Thursday. So again, this is being recorded. So if you miss it, not to worry. And with that, John Lee, take it away.
Thanks, Anya. Okay, I have a lot to say, so we're gonna get rolling here. But just to catch us up real quick, it's been over 3 years now that we've been using AI, and we've been primarily using AI on a personal level, just with our own ChatGPT, or maybe within the confines of our job, or maybe our department. But I think in this past year, with agentic AI coming around, we finally have an opportunity to really address the biggest problem for new home marketing, and that's that customer journey and experience. And I think key to that beyond AI is creating this ecosystem. So, what is this ecosystem, first of all? Eco, just to give you a definition, eco comes from the word oikos in Greek, which means house or dwelling. So, kind of appropriate for us. And then system, systema, is organized whole made of interacting parts. So, if you were to literally define it, it's a whole interacting network of homes, communities, or organisms. I mean, it was really defined by ecologists, so that's why he was focused on organisms. But if you think about organism, the way it really works is it has all these organs that are working together in one body. All right. I'm going to dive a little bit deep here, but this marketing AI ecosystem is fundamental to AI and particularly to marketing. If you think about the word eco again, it's that housing, and that housing is housing like the data warehouse, your content, your channels, which could be your website, your sales center, and all that data. And those are like in your AI brain, in the sense, the neurons, and that's those nodes that has all of that content and data. The system is what we all familiar with, is that network, which is the internet. And that network is what are those synapses that connects all these neurons together. So without getting too techy here, in a very broad sense, the internet has enabled large language models, which if you don't understand what that is, probably should check out. But the LLMs is basically all that data that it has been pre-trained on by collecting and scraping all that website data for probably a decade. And it looks really across industries to get that general intelligence. Now, what we're trying to do with an AI ecosystem is really to enable small language models just in our own industry to provide AI with an industry specific intelligence to help buyers shop for new homes. Now, before you guys feel like you just dropped into a college PhD class, I'm not going to fill this up with jargon. I really want to try to relate this to something that hopefully we can all appreciate, and that's a fine dining experience, because I really believe that buying a new home is really a special experience. And the reason many people drop out of that new home shopping journey is because it's traditionally been very painful, risky, fraught with fear and the unknown. And it's been very painful. So if we can try to emulate a 3-star Michelin experience, I think we can really improve that customer journey. But why has it been this way? Before AI, there really wasn't a personal online shopping assistant, and I'm going to use this aptly named restaurant, to provide an avenue to a venue. And that avenue is really that journey. It's that path that gets you to the website. Because you think about it, traditionally we've had to use SEO, and that just gives you hundreds of websites that you have to go out and search on your own and research and then research again. And it's really a painful journey before you can even find a home. And what we want to do is to allow the buyer to be able to come in, just like at a great restaurant here, and be able to see from a menu what the offerings are. Now, just some of these fine dining restaurants, they have the a la carte menu, which is where you have the appetizers, the entrees, the desserts, they're all different, and you had to kind of put it all together. But the problem is not all of us know what all these different cuisines are. We don't know the flavor profile, you don't know what matches up. So sometimes you just fall back on price. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these things. Now you go to some of these dining restaurants, they may have an executive tasting menus where it's really been tailored and put together by the executive chef, a great customer experience and journey, and makes it a lot easier for you. We want to provide that Michelin star experience with some of these tasting menus, but we've been forced to do the a la carte menu because our marketing systems have always been separated. So you think about the system that creates the content, the channels, the websites, the sales centers, and even the portals. And then the chatbots, they have been a separate third-party system. Even the content that goes in those channels, you have to upload into these channels. And if you're able to use interactivity, they're iframed. So even the AI can't see that, and it's a third-party site onto your website. And then the CRM, which is really that customer relationship management piece, it's actually at the tail end of this entire customer journey. It should really be at the very forefront. I mean, if you look at the statistics, only 0.5% of the people that have visited your website through this arduous, painful way to get there, only 0.5% actually even register for you to actually have that human to human conversation, which really is where the online sales consultants or the salespeople get involved. And that's actually dropped from the past of like maybe 1%. So that means only one out of like 200 people that visit your website actually have a conversation with you. But with AI, we have a chance of changing this customer relationship management so that they are having conversations with you from discovery, which is at the very top of the customer journey, all the way to checkout. And that D2C, that discovery to checkout, is also enabling a direct to consumer experience, which all of us love, like when we're on Amazon. So how are we going to change the game? How is AI going to change the game? We're making a new go of the customer journey with AI, because now with AI, we can have a marketing ecosystem that provides an AI guided online shopping journey. And kind of using a little pun here, we call it a 4C ecosystem because the marketing systems are comprised of 4 C's: content, channels, chatbots, and the CRM. And if we're able to tie all this together in one ecosystem, so they're working in concert and they're not siloed, not just siloed data, but the data before was at a very high level and is only one directional. It didn't speak back and forth in real time. By having a whole ecosystem, all these pieces work together, and they work together because if you see those little sparkles there, that's like Gemini, and a lot of the AIs now, they have their own little sparkle logos. We are turning all these traditionally dumb systems smart. And when we do that, we can look into the crystal ball and see who your customers are, what they're doing, when they're doing it, on what channels they're on, when they're on their mobile phone, or when they're back at their house, or when they're actually visiting your model home. We want to see all of these activities so that we can provide a very curated customer experience. And underlying all this stuff is because AI can provide conversations. And this is actually going to now move the CRM from the bottom of the funnel to actually the top of the discovery conversation. And the CRM now, instead of being a residual and only human to human, the CRM function could actually be the orchestrator using an AI coach, in a sense, that's looking at all your systems, the content, what are people looking at, what are the products they're interested in, the channels that they're on, and where they're on, 24/7. The chatbots are their AI sales assistants that they're communicating with. What are they talking about? And trying to gather intent based on what they say, what they asked for, what they clicked on, when they were back. And all those are captured by AI. So we can not only foresee by predicting what may happen, I think the next level will actually be optimization. You can now direct and steer the outcomes, not just predict what they would normally have done. So keeping with our analogy here, I'm going to go through each one of these marketing systems and talk about how they become smart. So we're just going to start off with AI content. AI content, like your menu, you want to start with great ingredients. But the thing is, all of us have different tastes and we want to enhance it our way. So instead of having to just get mass production, we created an AI studio where the AI can now generate. I'm going to just show and tell here. What happens is now using an online AI studio, you can go in there and choose the style, photo reel, the time of day, the camera lenses, whether you're looking upwards or eye level. You can show where you want to look at a front view or side view, maybe how you want to frame it. You want close up, standard, or back, far back. You can even choose the landscaping. You can type in the city, it'll take you there, or you can choose from all these landscape sets of all these beautiful landscaping environments around the country. And you can also pick, obviously, the season and the entourage. You want people, you want cars, you want boats. And you can even generate the marketing message around that image that you want to enhance. So it actually does a lot of that content creation for you. And here's an example. These are renderings. Okay. So it took a house that you may have a photo or rendering of, and it can render it in a different style, different time of day, different season. Here, that same house on the left, now you can enhance it with these settings, and now you can see it in the wintertime or even in the holidays. This is a photo of a home under construction. Now you can have it in the golden hour finished out, or you can even change some of the architecture. Like I want glass panels for the garage, and it was showing me showing in a different scene or from a drone shot. Here's a house that we can show in the winter in Ohio, but also throw it into the hill country of Texas. So build on your land could be a great opportunity to use this. And we can even show in different styles. So it may start in watercolor. We can change it to photo real. One of the things also we're looking at is interiors. So you can take that ugly furniture and now unstage it with no furnishings and then show it in different color themes. Like here, we even changed the trim colors in the wall paint. And this is one of my favorites. When you have that messy kitchen, you can just wipe it clean with AI. So this is all available online. We're actually offering a free trial subscription that you can do 25 of these for free to try it out yourself. You don't have to use renderings or photos that we provided. You can take your own and give it a facelift. And you can just talk to Beth about that later. But by and large, most of our clients can't just enhance old stuff. They actually need to have standardization, marketing approval, and set views in a series in a certain way. So one of the things that we're doing, just like the great Top Chef, we want to use fresh ingredients, but it's professionally prepared by the top chefs. There's a lot of great rendering companies out there, but this is what we do is the raw material here. This is the model of the house. It's accurate, and they've chosen the camera view. But what we can do here is now using AI online, we can allow you to change colors. And this is actually a rendering. It looks photoreal. And actually, for some people, we actually don't want it so photoreal. We want it to actually look a little bit like a glamour shot. But we can change the colors here, and you can see that same house. We put it in whatever environment you want and make it like a photo. Just like you go into a restaurant, a lot of times you go to these fine dining restaurants, you're there because of the special occasion, whether it's your anniversary or birthday party. And nowadays, you can't have one of these dinners without taking pictures at the end. The waiters are almost like photographers. But on top of that, people want to post things to TikTok and Instagram and Reels and all that. So what we're able to do is not only allow you to go and design that house in different colors and different angles, but now create videos of it.
Experience unparalleled lakeside living in this stunning Texas retreat.
Experience lakeside living on this 4-acre estate home.
Now, that was all generated by AI. Of course, we give it some guidance, and it may still have a tendency to hallucinate some things, but you can keep trial and error, just like teaching it how to write the perfect email for you. It needs your feedback, but we pre-trained it on a lot of the content that we have created and continue to improve that. But the nice thing is now that we're giving you the power to do this yourself without having to go through an arduous rendering process. The other thing about nice restaurants is not only can you go to the restaurant, but you can also get catering and maybe even delivery, especially now with DoorDash and Uber Eats. The whole concept is bring that great content, that great food to me, where I'm at and where my party's at. So here's an example of what we've created, and this is still in developer mode, but it's using chatgpt.com. And so we have gotten access with ChatGPT to actually create apps on their platform. And as part of that, we can now bring that content, not just your houses and your pricing and all that from your website, but also allow the buyer to now design and visualize that home the way they want it. And here's a quick overview of it. I'm interested in homes in New Linden, Michigan. So it's going through here. It's still working on its user interface because it doesn't know our industry much, but as they offer new user interfaces, we're going to continue to incorporate it. But right now, it's still kind of bread and butter, just baths, bedroom baths type of stuff. It can show the maps. It's trying to put in bold type the main features that you're asking for so you can quickly reference it. And it's going through a process now going to the communities because it knows that, hey, you cannot just buying a house, you have to buy in a community. So it's trying to marry all these pieces together and it's showing you the thumbnail images with the right pricing that's pulled from your website into the conversation. This really changes marketing because marketing was always about trying to drive traffic to your venue. Now you're bringing your venue into where their venue is. Now that you've found the house that you want, here's where you're allowed to customize the colors. So we're able to bring in all those color schemes and palettes that you have already defined on your website and bringing it up into the conversation. This could be a great way to actually steal attention, engagement away from your competition, because for the buyers to see and do this stuff, they would have to go to your competitor's website, but you're going to give them a sample platter right where they're at. And now when they like what they designed, they can go straight to the builder's website, like this Lombardo Homes, and they can start right at the Berkeley plan that they are already engaged with. Now, catering and delivery is nice, but sometimes you're okay doing take. You want to put your order in, but the difference about takeout is they're actually going to come to your restaurant, and you can't just hand them over a doggy bag in a sense. You need to welcome them and know them and maybe build a relationship. And this is the same thing here that we're using ChatGPT. So they're doing all their ordering online, but now we've connected the data. So when they go to the website, they are welcomed. See, they're going right to Bristol plan and is saying, "Hi, John, I'm Robin. I see you were just chatting with our Anewgo Homes GPT about the Blue Jay Woods community and the Bristol floor plan, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2 to 3.5 baths. I'd love to help you, and I can show you photos, virtual tours, pricing, and all that kind of stuff." So that's the kind of welcoming that I think a new home buyer should get. You're getting it in a restaurant. You're trying to buy a $500,000 home, and to welcome you, know you, build that relationship, and then give you a tour to allow you to now design and explore. I think it really builds that relationship. And this is a relationship before you even know who they are in a registered way or visit you on site. But for those diners, you really want to provide an exceptional dining experience. And so the way you provide that is you need to blend both the wonderful content that you have on your website along with the content that the buyers doesn't see, but the AI does. And that's all that informational content. So I'm going to just let Robin, our AI assistant, give you an example.
Been your AI assistant for Anewgo Homes. I'm here to help you find your dream home. You can say things like, find my home, quick move-ins, or just ask me anything.
Do you have any plans in Blue Jay Woods that has a gourmet kitchen?
That's a great question. I found 5 floor plans in Blue Jay Woods. The Bristol, Shepherd, and Shelby plans all feature a gourmet kitchen. The Bristol is a 4-bedroom plan starting from $671,000. The Shepherd is a 3-bedroom plan starting from $582,200. And the Shelby is a 4-bedroom plan starting from $845,700. Would you like to know more about any of those plans? Or perhaps search for homes with a gourmet kitchen in a different community?
Yeah, tell me more about the Bristol plan.
The Bristol plan is a beautiful single-family home with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and 2,929 square feet, starting from $671,000. Key features include a gourmet kitchen with a kitchen island, a cozy fireplace, a screened porch, and a 2-car garage. It also has a mudroom, laundry room, walk-in closet, game room, and an open floor plan.
Can you tell me more about Blue Jay Woods?
Blue Jay Woods is a lovely community located in Holly Springs, North Carolina. It offers single-family homes and is a great place to live. Is there anything specific you'd like to know about the community, such as local amenities, schools, or the surrounding area?
Yeah, tell me about the parks in Holly Springs.
Holly Springs, North Carolina has some wonderful parks. Some of the popular ones include Bass Lake Park, which is great for fishing and trails, and Jones Park, which has sports fields and a playground. There's also the Holly Springs Cultural Center Park, which often hosts events. Are you interested in parks for recreation, nature trails, or something else?
So that was just a quick demo of how an AI sales assistant can complement your website. I mean, your website is the restaurant atmosphere. It's why they come there. It's to see the great lakeside view or having that perfect anniversary atmosphere. But at the same time, you want to be treated like a wonderful guest, and you want to be entertained even, and making sure that you make the right decisions for such an important decision. So we can see how it all works together. And the AI sales assistant also provides you a counter argument in a sense to what the traditional large language model browsers like Gemini or Atlas, which is a browser for ChatGPT and Perplexity, they're going to go and evaluate your website and express and evaluate you on based what they know of you and how they compare you to your competitors. You need a representative here to represent your restaurant, your brand, your food, your products. And now a lot of the restaurants are taking, especially the luxury ones that are always overbooked, they're taking open table AI orders. So the buyer is asking their AI buyer's agent to go shop around and find the right schedule and the right seat and the right setting for their dining experience. So the AI is giving the orders and making the reservations. And this is a similar example of having an AI buyer's agent talk to your AI sales agent, like Robin, to actually, I would say, negotiate a deal, but also see if this is a good fit. One of the things for AI for buyers is they want to get as much information, but without giving their personal information, and vice versa. Salespeople have been trained, hey, let me give you as little information I can, but then so I can get your information and then I can call you back or invite you in or something like that. So it's interesting to let the two AIs kind of negotiate with those command prompts that have been given by the buyer and the seller. So this is actually a 5-minute conversation. I'm not going to go through all this stuff, but just to give you the context of it, the buyer is going here and specking out what they're looking for in their lifestyle, in their home and everything. So like 14 questions that go through. And then the AI buyer's agent is now talking to the AI sales agent.
A wonderful client who's excited to find their new home in Linden, Michigan. My clients are a couple with teenagers who are ready for their next chapter, and they have pets they adore. They're looking for something around 4 bedrooms and 3 baths in the 3,000 to 5,000 square foot range, with a budget around $450,000 to $800,000. What homes would you recommend for someone like them?
I found some wonderful options that I think your client will love. Here are the top matches. Hampton, a 2-story home with 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and 3,000. We'll connect you with our sales team to discuss pricing and availability or to schedule a tour.
The Princeton layout sounds fantastic for my client. Before we move forward, can you confirm if the Princeton floor plan allows for customizations like adding a fence or a pool? My clients have pets and are interested in outdoor living options.
Yes, in the Cider Creek community, buyers can customize outdoor spaces to suit their lifestyle. Would you like me to proceed with scheduling a tour in the meantime?
Thank you for confirming. The open spaces and peaceful environment sound promising for my clients. Yes, let's proceed with scheduling a tour for the Princeton floor plan at Cider Creek. I'll reach out to...
So you can see how they're kind of negotiating, but actually building kind of a rapport. It's kind of weird, but I actually played this out so us humans could understand it. And it took about 5 minutes of back and forth. And this is a real language for the computers. They actually call it gibberish. But the AI could actually just talk in their own language. And that whole conversation could have just been beep, 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 5 seconds and have been off to the next builder. And I just think that's the way shoppers are going to shop in the future. They're going to have their AI buyer's agent do the homework in a sense, and it's going to shop 24/7 so that there's no fear of missing out. And the builders also want the same thing as the AI sales agent, because you don't want the fear of missing out on potential buyers that are shopping at 2 o'clock in the morning and maybe speaking in French. So all this stuff will happen very quickly and very fast and without a lot of hand holding. The key thing is training them. Now, there are some people that also are using this very popular virtual tour of homes, but these virtual tours have traditionally just been kind of on your own. You just kind of walk around and sometimes it's furnished, sometimes it's not. You don't know what the features are. So what we've done now is let AI be your virtual assistant that's guiding you through that house.
I'm so glad you could join me today. As I guide you through this tour, please feel free to look around. Here we have the Hampshire plan, which has over 1,270 square feet, with 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and a spacious 2-car garage, all on one floor. As you step into the foyer, you can look up and see the amazing 11-foot-high ceilings and craftsman-style trim that continues throughout the home, adding subtle architectural character without feeling overstated. As you look down, you can see Mohawk Revwood flooring, which delivers the warmth and beauty of hardwood, paired with the durability modern life demands. On your left, you will find bedrooms 2 and 3, which provide flexibility for guests, family members, or a home office. Now let's step into the great room and dining area, the heart of the Hampshire. The first thing you'll notice is the vaulted ceiling, making the home feel far more expansive than its footprint suggests. A designer ceiling fan complements the vaulted architecture, keeping air circulating comfortably while adding a stylish focal point overhead.
So you can see how having an AI virtual assistant can really complement a much more engaging, informative tour of the home. I mean, you can tour the home inside out. You can have it explain appliances. You can have it look even behind the walls and how it's built. I think it's a great way to drive engagement. We also can collect the analytics of how many people have clicked on that when they were there. It really sets the stage for people to actually visit the real home, because if you know somebody's coming to visit this plan, you can send this so they can take a walkthrough beforehand. Especially now with younger people, they're used to playing video games online and interacting with players on those video games. This is a natural evolution for them. And back to our restaurant theme, a lot of restaurants are allowing 360 virtual tours, and a lot of them are sharing this on YouTube and other video platforms. Of course, the great restaurants, they always have a great story to tell. Oh, this was grandma's recipe. Oh, we've been here for 200 years. Oh, we won all these awards. And oh, we have all these celebrities. So I think one of the important things for marketing, utilizing AI, is to tell a great story. But to tell a great story takes a great deal of work online. But what we've done is let AI scour your website, pick out the pictures that you've already have in your slideshow, read what you've written about it, but also add its own context. Of course, it's always subject to your approval. It's not like it automatically posts, but here's an example how it can really tell a story just using the content that you've already created.
Welcome to 533 Folksong Way, a stunning, move-in ready home in the sought-after Wendell Falls community. Priced at just $384,890. This scissors plan by Garmin Homes is dressed in Walt's timeless sleepy blue with tricorn black trim, a charming facade that invites you in from the very first glance. Step inside to a sunlit family room where transom windows flood the space with natural light. The fireplace creates the perfect gathering point for family and friends. The Sconset walk interior brings coastal elegance to the kitchen. Oyster cabinetry, white quartz countertops, and a gleaming tile backsplash.
You can see how this is much more engaging than just going through a slideshow. You can measure how effective it is by how long they watch it. But one of the things about AI that a lot of people don't appreciate is they know it can create text content, knows it can create visual content, but they don't realize that it also can see. It's using its computer vision to read what those elements are. And as we teach it more and more about all the important modern features and trends and architecture, it's adding more of that expertise and that excitement into the conversation. So I think this is something that you can get more out of what you've already created as a human by letting AI take it to the next level. Some of the other great restaurants are out there now, and even just casual restaurants, they offer self-service kiosks. You go in there, you make your order. You can do it on a kiosk like at McDonald's, but you can also do it on an iPad at your table to pick out all the things you want for your hot pot, or even on your phone to order from the menu there. So what we want to do is to be able to bring that content to wherever they are to make it a convenient experience, even if they're already in your venue, like your sales center. And just like Garcon there, you want to be at their beckoning call. So one of the key things that we want to use with AI is the voice assistant. So you don't have to go out there and be the designated mouse driver or keyboard typer or touching the touchscreen TV. Whether you're 8 years old or 80 years old, use your voice, command AI to bring up the content and take you to the page and design the home the way you want it. AI is at your service. And I'll let you listen in here. Hi, I'd like to see the area map of your community.
Sure, let me show you the area map so you can explore what's nearby. Here's the area map. You can see the community surroundings, including nearby schools, shopping, and other amenities. Feel free to ask about anything specific you're interested in.
Yeah, I'd like to learn about your amenities.
Let me show you our community amenities. Here we are at the amenities page. You can explore features like the clubhouse, pool, fitness center, playgrounds, and more. Let me know if you'd like more details on any specific amenity.
Can you show me your home sites?
Absolutely. Let me take you to the home sites page so you can see the available lots. Here's the home sites page. You can view the available lots, their locations, and see if any have special features like wooded views or corner spots.
Can you show me your plans?
Let's take a look at our available floor plans so you can explore the different options.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Bristol.
The Bristol is a spacious floor plan with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and around 2,906 to 2,934 square feet. It's perfect for those who need extra space and offers flexible living areas and a 3-car garage. You can customize it with different elevation styles and various options to suit your needs.
I really like the English cottage.
Here's the Bristol plan with the English cottage elevation. This style brings a charming, cozy curb appeal. You can now explore the design options, like exterior colors, and customize it further. We've started the design process for the Bristol with the English cottage elevation. Feel free to explore exterior colors, floor plan options, and more. Let's create your perfect home.
Can I see package 2?
Here's package 2. You can now see the materials included in this color scheme. Feel free to explore the details or let me know if you'd like to apply it to your home.
Yeah, I'd like to look at the siding colors.
Here are the available siding colors for package 2. Accessible beige, mindful gray, mineral deposit, mountain road, shoji
Can
white.
I try mineral deposit?
The siding color has been updated to mineral deposit. It's a sophisticated gray with a subtle, natural tone. Let me know if you'd like to adjust any other materials or explore further options.
The nice thing about it is I think this doesn't replace your salespeople or your sales center kiosk. It actually could complement it. Imagine you have a long queue of people waiting there. You don't want them just wandering around and looking at pictures on the wall. Let them be engaged, learn about it. So they're curated by the time they meet you. They can even take a walk around the neighborhood on the iPad or their phone and continue that conversation. We think AI can really help you get everyone prepared to actually meet with sales. Now, sometimes people want to go on these self-guided tours of these inventory homes themselves, whether it's maybe off hours or the salespeople are busy. There's great self-guided tour apps out there that get you in the door. But what happens is when they're in the house, they're kind of in a museum again. They don't know what's available or what they see. Is there available in other finishes? Is it available on another home site? Can you design this house? And they can't really ask about the lifestyle or anything. So it's actually a very haunted house experience. There's not even ghosts there. So what we've done here is allow an AI assisted self tour. So you are self touring it, but you have the ability to not just ask questions, not just about the house, but about the community, about the school system, whatever you want to ask about. But you can also see visually those floor plan layouts and the different options. Just like a great restaurant, you need to have a hostess that welcomes and even seats their guests. So what happens here is you come into this mobile app that you don't have to download. It's just available over the internet. You can pick the community, pick the homes that you want to tour, could be move-in ready, or you can just explore design homes. You don't necessarily have to even go into a house. But say you want to go tour the move-in ready home in Shelby House, schedule the time you want to go there. You can do this online or do it through your phone.
Hey,
Scan a QR code.
AI tour guide. Welcome to the Shelby Plan at 1890 Dalton Circle in our lovely Blue Jay Woods community. Feel free to tour our home and ask me any questions along the way. Meanwhile, here's a slideshow of photos as well as the Shelby floor plan for reference.
My wife and I have 2 kids and a dog, and my wife likes to cook and we love to entertain, and we also enjoy outdoor living, and I work from home. Will the Shelby plan be a good floor plan for us?
This sounds like a wonderful family home. The Shelby plan offers 4 bedrooms, which is great for a family with 2 kids, giving everyone their own space. Your wife will love the spacious kitchen, which is open to the family room and breakfast nook, perfect for cooking and entertaining. For outdoor living, there's a generous screened porch measuring 21 by 14 feet, which is ideal for enjoying the outdoors while being protected. And for your work from home needs, there's a dedicated study on the first floor, measuring 12 by 12 feet, offering a quiet and private workspace. The mudroom off the garage is also perfect for your dog. Overall, this plan seems to check many of your boxes. Would you like to explore any other features or perhaps look at some other plan?
Now, one of the things I really like about this is it's not just giving you a tour, it's giving you a personal tour. So you can describe your lifestyle, your concerns, and in a sense, it's private, but there's not this salesmanship that every time you say something has to be rebutted with some kind of sales pitch. So they're having their private, personal, self-guided tour. But at the same time, it's up to you to allow them to opt into this. But we can capture all those transcripts, either an audio clip or also in text. So now the AI can let the salesperson say, hey, this person really loves this plan, or they really don't like this element of it. And so that it's not for them to manipulate them, but help them to understand what their service needs are and which product to really direct them to their dream home. Okay, so there's a little bit about the chatbots here, but we don't want just somebody to chat with. And these are not your granddaddy's chatbots where they're all set algorithms and multiple choice and call them like indecision trees because they're based on creating decisions and multiple choice. But at the end of the day, it didn't really give you an answer because they're all kind of canned responses. And then it forces you to register and talk to someone. So you kind of like bait and switch them. With the AI sales assistants, it's open-ended. You can text them, you can talk to them like I showed you, you can speak in different languages, you can come back 3 weeks later and continue that conversation because it has memory, it has context, and knows what you liked and didn't like. It can even store all your favorites. It also stores your preferences so you don't have to go fill out that quiz again. And it can also notify you that when that dream home pops up, you don't miss out. All that takes great intelligence. And so what you want also is not just someone that remembers you, but is also your personal expert with all your different, whether it's financing needs or understanding warranties. It's like your sommelier. What pairs with what I've chosen? So here's a great example from my actual client, Lombardo Homes in Michigan. And so you basically, the buyer is saying, hey, I'm looking for my perfect home. I'm going to spell out or answer this quiz about my lifestyle because it's more than just my house. It's my home. It's my family. It's our life. And so as you're going out and saying all the things you're interested in, the community features, the home features, your points of interest, even what your daily life is like, you're collecting all that information as a builder, which is great because now you know your customer without having to meet with them. And now the AI is saying, hey, okay, with this meal that you got, this will be the great wine to match with in a sense. So it's showing you all the communities with amenities listed, but the ones in green are the ones that actually match you. But now when it goes and analyzes that site plan, it's not only giving a general review of the site plan, but it's also writing it in a way that appeals to the amenity features that the buyer is looking for. If they have a dog, you're going to talk about the dog park. If they don't have a dog, you don't want to talk about that, right? And the same thing with the houses, as they're going through and they're picking out the products they want, and it knows what the next question is. So maybe you're looking at a quick move-in home because it says that you want to move in 3 to 6 months. So now it's going to take you to just those products that fulfill your needs and requirements. So now instead of walking and wandering around all over your website, which a lot of people think, oh, wow, there's a lot of traffic all over my website, and they spent 10 minutes there. No, they were actually lost because you can see the conversions were actually pretty bad. Now we get to see what their intent is because they filled out a questionnaire. We know what they clicked on, we know what they went, we know what they designed, and we know what they scheduled. And this brings us to the last piece. The last piece is the CRM, and the last shall become first in this AI ecosystem because the CRM, instead of being a remnant of just the people that have registered and are having human to human calls, conversations, we are now going to bring CRM right from the start of your journey. You can have that conversation with ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity or whatever, whoever your favorite is, know what you're looking for, where you're looking, what your needs, your wants, your desires are, and then we can bring that content to you, but then we can also usher you into the correct channel. It could be the website, could be the sales center. And when you are brought there, you are welcome there. And when you're welcome there, everything is already laid out for you. It's already been prepared. Let me show you all the menu items that appeals to you because you have peanut allergies. Are you free? Are you having a birthday cake for your wife? We have everything set up for you. We're delivering the right product to you at the right time. So you will never have a bad experience because it's the experience that you've been asking for. So how does this all work? We have to create a Anewgo that's an AI CRM. It's not just your traditional CRM. it's not only having that conversation, it's having an intelligent conversation because it's looking across those other C's, the content, the channels, and the chatbots or the AI systems and seeing what is actually going on in real time. Here's a one page of it. Obviously, if you're a salesperson, you want to focus on your leads. So the way we want to show it to you is in a list format first, if you want, and it lists out all your leads. But those leads actually have these little trend lines on there. They're actually called spark lines, a little bit from the sparkles from the AI, but it tells you whether they're trending up or they're trending down. A lot of times you're talking to somebody, you don't know whether they're becoming more interested or they're actually falling away. So now when you see that, you can quickly hone in on the ones that you want to focus on and say, we want to focus on Ethan and Rachel Brooks down here. We see, hey, they're really trending up. And when you click on that spark line, you can see, hey, they've had 4 interactions in the last 3 weeks versus only 3 before. So they're starting to get a lot of excitement. And they've also scheduled a tour. And what happens is the AI is given an analysis based on what it's seen each lead is doing, but it also allows you as an online sales consultant or salesperson to give your own grade. So this is actually consistent. Sophie, our AI sales coach here in the CRM, says, hey, they're hot, 73 rating, but the OSC is also saying, yeah, I talked to them, they're great too. I'll give them an A. So it's all lining up there. The other way you can look at it first is you can look at a pipeline. So sometimes people are focused on, hey, who are the new leads, the contacted, qualified, what stage are they at? So they're at the tour schedule stage. So they're pretty far along. Now you want to deep dive into the lead. So just to confirm everything, but in more detail, Sophie, our sophisticated AI sales coach, is saying, hey, Ethan and Rachel are high intent. They're ready to convert. You can see their activity over the time, those little stack bar charts. And in the last week here, they've scheduled a tour, they've done a lot of stuff online. And so it's also giving her assessment of the buyers. So it's a summary. The situation is looking budget of 560 to 620K. They're interested in Blue Jay Woods. She's still trying to assess their motivation. It's trying to be pretty honest here. But the key signals are that they're already pre-approved and it's been confirmed and they've engaged with the pricing. So they're pretty serious. And there's no red flags yet. Now the rep can also put in their 2 cents worth, and all that together, working hand in hand with AI, I think we have a better customer profile. And then also to give the seller and the online sales consultant a little direction on what they're interested in, it shows them the top matches for the buyer, whether the community, the home site, the products. And then so that you're not just like wondering what to do next, AI will say, hey, here's some recommended actions. You can call now. And if whatever you decide to do, you can click it and Sophie will compose that script for you, whether it's a short text message or an email or a phone call. I just clicked on draft tour invite. I know they're already taking the tour, but if he does over here, it says, you don't actually have to learn how to prompt. Sophie has learned how to prompt for you. So she's saying, write a concise, compelling tour invitation for Ethan and Rachel Brooks at Blue Jay Woods. Financing is already approved. Make it personal and create urgency around limited availability. So it's not just writing a canned response or email, it's writing with their name. I hope this message finds you well. Blue Jay Woods, where your dream home awaits, giving your pre-approved financing status. You can go on and on. So it's about personalization at a massive scale online. And that's really what you need to do. You need to know your customers. And if you want to even keep going on here, you can even ask Sophie for more assistance. How do I convert this buyer this week? Because I got to hit a sales quota and they're hot. So now Sophie would say, confirm the personalized tour, make sure they show up for that. And what should you say about that tour? And then create urgency about, hey, there's limited availability, whatever. And then how to follow up. And here's a personal touch as you should follow up or referring to the things that they're interested in. So in a sense, it's doing your homework for you, but you always have editorial rights. And then at the end, if you really just want to summarize it up, you hit the smart button there in the sense of Sparkle, analyze what's blocking Ethan and Rachel Brooks from moving forward. Because sometimes it's not just how to win them over, it's what's holding them back. It's telling you all the things that you need to, I don't want to read through all that, but know your customers so you know how to act and react. The other part about great restaurant services, prepared. You know that these people are having an anniversary party at 8 o'clock. You know how many people are in the party. You know what types of things they want to order. And so be prepared and then be able to work as a team. It's not just the waiter. It's the waiter where the host is, with the busboy even. Or so one of the things that the AI smart CRM will do is it will notify you when you come in, here are your upcoming appointments. You have to stick to these things. And then it has this lead momentum bar. So Sophie is kind of like your air traffic controller. She sees a radar of everything that's going on, all the incoming flights, all the outgoing flights. She sees them on where they're at in their shopping journey, whether they're in the sales center or on the website. And basically, all your leads are falling into four quadrants. Either they're really cold in the bottom left, or they're cooling. And then at the top on the upper left is like they're re-engaging. So they kind of walked away, but they're coming back. And then the ones in the upper right is they're hot. So kind of want to keep all your balls up in the air. You want to keep it above that midline. And what happens is all these dots signify the number of people, the volume in those quadrants. So if you have some big dots down at the bottom left corner, then you're not really doing a good job. But then also you can click on any of those dots to see who they are. So like if I clicked on the upper right one, it says, hey, that's Hector and Lucia Garza, and they've had 7 activities in 6 weeks. The last 3, they've had 7. Prior 3, they had 0. So they're really, all of a sudden, they're really interested. And then you can click on any of the segments there. So if you're really worried about the ones that are falling away, you can click on the red dot there, and it says, these are all the people that are falling away. And then you can go to each one of their profiles and see what you should do about it. The other thing is you don't want to just work independently. You want to work as a team. And it's also encouraging. AI also will notify you, hey, Priya and Raj Sharma, they contacted. And so now if you're part of that team, that's the one point for us. We also put everybody on the same calendar, or you can choose who you share calendars with. It could be your peer, it could be your subordinates or whatever. And so you see what they're seeing, so they can always step in. And then if you click on any of the tasks there, you get it itemized of who's responsible, what they're doing. And then if you ask Sophie, how do I prepare for this tour or whatever, she'll tell you what to do next. The other thing is those sparkle buttons that circled in the blue down there, the hot leads. So how do I address the hot lead? So when you click that over there on Sophie, she will tell you what you should do. And you can also just click the microphone and ask her yourself. Sometimes you're on the go and you just have a quick question. Are there any more appointments this afternoon or whatever? What's the price for this house on 5432 Dalton Drive? And so you can interact with it because she's like your personal assistant. And it really makes a great teamwork if you think of her AI as a coworker. The other part too is it's not just your own staff, you also work with realtors. So we can also bring the realtors into the conversation and see what they're up to, who they're representing, so people get the right credit, and they can also know not what to talk about if your salesperson already talked about something. The worst thing to look is uncoordinated. You need to look professional. You need to start where they left off. You don't need to revisit bad issues. This is how you can work together using a sophisticated CRM. One of the things about servicing in a restaurant, you need to be able to take the orders, take them correctly, but you also need to stay on task and on schedule. You haven't brought the water by lately, or it's dessert time, or can I get the check? So how do you manage all that? So what AI does is it's going to give you your task, and you can't just start where you left off at 5 o'clock yesterday, because a million things could have changed or been added since you came in this morning. AI knows that. You don't know that because you only kept a journal, but AI knows that, hey, that person actually canceled the appointment or has a problem with the financing or whatever. So what happens is you get this long laundry list, but the last thing you want to do is just come in and spend 2 hours trying to analyze the task and actually not be able to achieve the task because you spend your time analyzing it. But AI can analyze it, and she can even do better than that. If you hit the button up there, plan my day, on the right, she will basically say, these are the important things that you need to work on because you got to serve your customers here. But let me plan it out for you minute by minute or hour by hour. And this is how long it should take you to do it. And this is what, oh, you got to get to that appointment. That's 2 hours away or 30 minutes or whatever, and schedule that accordingly. The CRM is not just a relationship thing. It's also becoming your event manager, because you got to get people there. And when they're there, you got to make sure they're taken care of. So what we've done is we've created these community events here. Not only does it give you a schedule that shows up on that common calendar, so you know that, hey, I also need to go to that because they need all the salespeople they can get or whatever. It coordinates your team with the audience, and it shows you over on the right, these are the people that have accepted, and this is what their stage is. So you kind of know what to work in the network, who to talk to and what to talk about. But as part of that whole marketing package there of your community events, we have your email campaigns and drip. Some things you just need to slowly drip to people because you're in there, but they're not really engage. You also can capture interest lists by different facets of your audience. There's actually a plan catalog there. So when you go there, you can see all your elevations and floor plans. So you can attach those images into your personal emails to make it even more meaningful. We have a variety of email templates that you can choose from. And then there's even forms like you want to sign up for a tour or whatever. So all that information that's happening simultaneously by hundreds of people, it's not humanly possible to understand all that and react to it. So to keep from missing deadlines and saying the wrong things, AI can coach and curate all that. The AI can now also have those conversations 24/7. You can see from these charts here, most of those conversations are after hours. You not only can see this conversation, you can drill down each person and you'll see that they're not just having conversations with just AI. You can see on the bottom right, there are a lot of different communication mediums, phone call, they visit the community page, they check the floor plan details, they follow up with the email, they did a lot walkthrough. So you want to see everything that they're doing. And you also want to capture all the user insights, how they're engaged, what demographics, behavior analysis, activity patterns. I won't go through all this stuff here, but it also analyzes every conversation. Not only do you see the transcripts of every conversation, everything they say, but you see what they talked about, what their interests, what their concerns are, and their sentiments. At the end of the day, you're still managing a business. So we can provide all this information about where they came from, what they do there, what's your best marketing campaigns, our channels, advertising. You can just keep drilling down and you can see the trends and you can ask AI all this stuff. You can also get all the team performances by your OSCs, by your salespeople, by your managers even. And so they're all working toward the same goals. We also can see all the way through the contract. We're still building part of that out. The other part that's really important is about AI coaching. This may look like a 747 cockpit, but what happens is AI can go through here and tell you on each of these pages here, what are the steps and what do you do here? So you can self-teach at your own pace, and you can even have AI here. Sophie
Hey
will.
there, I'm Sophie, your AI sales coach inside Anewgo AI CRM. Let me walk you through the dashboard, your mission control for the entire buyer journey. At the top of the screen, you have your KPI.
So because of time, basically the AI can train you. You can listen to the audio. She would give you a video of what each function is. But the real thing that the key to success for AI is not just the AI ecosystem, it's the AI training, because we know it falls short on hallucinations and all that. But I think that's really because it hasn't been trained well. Just like you can't say your baby's stupid because she hasn't learned anything yet. You have to teach it. So what we've created is we call it 4A Academy. It's actually 4AI.ai. And the reason it's called 4AI is because if two heads are better than one, why not use 4AI? So it uses ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and Claude because they all have their fantastic four superpowers. They all don't do all the same thing, but they work together as a team. So basically in this scenario here, each builder, and we've had 3 or 4 AI assistants already graduated and they're sitting on our builders websites, and we have 3 more that are still enrolled here in a sense. But you can go in there and you configure your own AI sales system. You can give it their name and their style and their personality, their voice, even their colors. Now you're teaching it your particular brand protocol. These are the sales protocols and only do these kind of things. It's actually taken a crash course on your whole website. It's not only downloaded and reviewed all your content and all your products and all your floor plans and all your elevations, but like I said, it's using its computer vision to actually write a thesis about each one and be able to use that in its dialogue. In addition to what's on your website, there's a ton of information that people ask about in their open-ended queries that is not related to your website. And that's where you can upload documents about your warranties, your energy efficiency programs and green products and incentives and HOAs and interest rates and all these things that now supplement and enrich your conversations and your information. The other thing is we use Perplexity, this ask engine. So his job is to go out to the World Wide Web and pull up information that helps sell your community or your lifestyle. So you can toggle on you also want to talk about the events in your area, the recreation, the shopping, the parks, the transportation, lifestyle, whatever. So now it's going and it's bringing the elements that helps sell your product, your lifestyle, your community. And that's basically it. That's our ecosystem. But basically what we've done, we've taken all of those 4 C's and we made them all smart and made it into a smart grid where they're all talking to each other, they're coordinating with each other. And what I like to say is, let's just get cooking. And if you want to get cooking, talk to Beth Burr. She's our VP of Sales. And that's a wrap.
All right. Thank you, John Lee. My brain is poof, blown as always. So it's always so exciting talking to you. And that's it for today. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to any questions since we're out of time, but thank you so much for joining us today. Huge thank you to John Lee for such a thought-provoking conversation. And I will send a replay for this webinar on Thursday. And if you have any questions for me, send it to Anya@anewgo.com, and I'll be happy to include that along with the replay. Again, thank you so much for everybody for being here with us today, and we want to get you out of here. So till next time, bye.
Bye.